Okay, it's rolling. Hey guys, what's up? It's currently 2:15 p.m. on November 7th, and it's a Thursday, and you may be wondering, well, what the hell am I doing here? Why am I, you know, it's daytime right now. The sun is up. I am in my own bedroom. What the fuck? Well, that's because today is supposed to be aquatic meet. It's not a thing in American high schools, but traditionally, every year, the school would organize three sports days. It's like, those annual basketball matches in American high schools or Quidditch matches and Harry Potter. Well, we have sports days and we have three sports days. We have two sports days on the ground and one sports day underwater. So today is the aquatic meet, aka the swimming gala, and it was the last year in school for us. And I decided not to go because screw that. Now I'm gonna give you a little backstory here. So we cannot do anything if we attend the swimming gala. We couldn't do anything because we are in 12th grade right now, and when you're in 12th grade, you are not allowed to join any teams or any clubs because we have to focus on our exams. So if we go there, nothing would happen unless you're an official, you're a staff. So I was like, yeah, you know what? I don't want to get bored, and I want to chat with Natalie. So I signed up as an announcer because Natalie is also an announcer. And I also signed up for an electric board person supervisor because if, I cannot be an announcer, then I can do that. Well, guess what? When I looked at the list of officials, my name didn't show up for some fucking reason, even though in the past couple of years I've been helping. So, you know what? Screw it. Either I go there and I do something, or I stay at home and I watch movies, watch TV shows, listen to music, write my diary, do homework, revise for the exams. There are a total of 145 days left until the ultimate final exam of our lives. And people have already been revising 200 days prior to that exam. So I have to really just start my fire like as soon as possible because everyone else is starting to revise already. It's 150 days left. We don't have much time on our hands. And exams, they are a huge thing. Life and exams, they go hand in hand. But yeah, anyway, a lot of people in my class didn't attend the swimming gala. They decided to not go, so I decided to not go as well. And I don't think Mary's gang went there anyway. So let's talk about Mary, because it's me. Like, I don't know. I don't think I have a crush on her because if you have a crush on someone, you really wish to start a romantic relationship with that someone, but even if she doesn't become my friend, I'm okay with that. I just want to talk to her and know her. I've met a lot of interesting people throughout my high school and middle school life. You know, people who are not sane, people who are insane, people who have a broad gray area when it comes to the spectrum of morality. People whose beliefs are just unorthodox. And I'm not talking about religion, but just humanity wise and philosophy wise in general. And we have people like Natalie and Jordana who really, I guess, sold their souls to darkness. Or we have Pink, who really have went through a lot of tragic events, which leads to her being as broken as she is right now. We have people like Leo, who's always struggling to be human. Same goes for Olivia. We have people like Jeffrey and Keith who are manipulative, controlling freaks who really doesn't understand human decency and sincerity and believe that everything is a game. We have people like Miriam, who also thinks quite specially. And we also have people like Mary, who is incredibly artistic, who has a real thick sense of style. And she's just slowly but surely, she's now the most interesting person I've known in school, probably. We have Natalie. Natalie's also kind of interesting, but once you figure her out, you kind of, figure her out. Like, she runs on this code. She runs on this program, and if you figure her out, her, the way she thinks about, life and death and love and fear, you kind of figure Natalie out. But for Mary's very much cryptic. She's enigmatic. You cannot figure her out. Nothing she does makes sense. Nothing she does line up. And I was her friend for 2 months, which is just so little. But I didn't know her back then, and I still don't know her right now. So I really want to know her. And like, she doesn't seem like the kind of person who's always, serious, who hates the society. I mean, she's the kind of person who hates the society. But she isn't like super serious either, so she can take a joke. So, I appreciate that. But yeah, you know what? I'll just start off by talking about November 4th, a few days ago. Yeah, not much had happened. There's this whole Anne and Grant thing. Grant has a crush on Anne. Grant wants to date Anne. Anne also kind of likes him, but not as a lover, but as a friend. And Anne loves someone else, so we have this romance thing again. Which Natalie is always frustrated about, and Natalie tells this to Tyrus and Idris, which are, by the way, a comedic duo, a fine comedic duo, I must say. And not much happening in Mary's side. I really, really want to talk to her. In the morning of Sunday, I dreamt about Mary. I was talking to Russ in my classroom, and while I was gonna leave the classroom through the back door, Mary showed up and entered the classroom through the back door, so we kind of passed by. I thought about ignoring her, which of course I have to, because otherwise I'm a creep, but suddenly Mary spoke to me. I was talking to Russ, and then Mary spoke to me, saying, so do I. And I looked around. I tried to look for people who Mary might be talking to, but no, it's me. And that was a fantastic dream. I really wish it came true. I had 3 dreams this year already. 3 dreams about being Mary's friend and talking to her. And I really wish that this comes true. I even asked Russ and Oliver if I'm too weird for people who are not in our class to have a conversation with, because I thought, Mary might think I'm too weird. But again, last week Mary looked at me. She gave me the stare, and I was like, oh my gosh. Which I don't understand why am I like going crazy about this, because like a few years ago, Mary was with Oliver. Oliver asked me, what does EB mean? It was written on the blackboard, and I was like, I don't know. And Mary went, Mary sometimes, Mary just chuckles, and it has so many layers of meanings underneath. It's kind of scary. Like, what's special about Mary is that everything she says have double meanings. Like you can never really tell what's Mary's motives, her intentions. You can never really understand her personality. She's just a labyrinth. She's a walking labyrinth. And again, I'll say it again, and I'll say it forever. I'll say it over and over again forever, but she's one of the most interesting person I've ever came across. She's like, I don't know, she's I really shouldn't say this, but I guess I can say it now because she's over 18. But she's horny all the time. Jeez. And back then when I was friends with her, she wasn't as horny. But right after we stopped being friends, actually not right after, like a year after, she started to be super like interested in sex. But instead of being just a straight up thought, Mary is a thought in that she plays with your senses. So we have the conventional, the mainstream thoughts like Joan and Sammy and Yasmin, who shows off their skin a bit on Instagram. Sticks their tongue out, smokes. They don't smoke weed. Because it's Hong Kong. Drugs are not as cool in Hong Kong, but they do like little vaping, it's anyway. And they're shallow. Their thoughts and they're shallow. They're shallow thoughts. They have terrible taste in music. And then we have Mary, who's not really a thought if you think about it. Well, now she's not a thought. Before she does show a little skin, okay? But she's a special thought in that she plays with your senses, your most primal senses. Like it just traces all of our humanity back to when we were supposed to be animals, and she just reaches that spot. Like Mary, when Mary stimulates you, she does it deep, okay? She looks at you through the eye, and through the eyeball, she just goes into your brain and just goes down your spinal cord and reaches your heart, and she just plays and fiddles in your heart. That's what's gonna happen. And I'm making a huge deal out of this. I know. After school on Monday, Selena told Russ that someone gave Russ a very sinister look behind Russ. And I was like, is that Topher? Come on. Please be Topher. It's not. Well, Selena didn't tell me who it was, but I don't know. Hopefully it's Topher. And there's another thing. Yeah, so that's basically what happened on Monday and Tuesday. Yesterday, Wednesday, during a very boring class, Dean was asleep, and Jordana, who sits beside him, took his sweater and laid it on top of Dean's back, like a blanket or something. And Ian King saw it. Kingsley, the guy who sits beside me, not a human being. We saw it, we looked at each other, and we laughed so hard. And then later on, we told the rest of the gang about it. And like Jordana, she's kind of a joke now, no offense to her, but like she's kind of a joke now. And her doing this, it's like, and we also joked that Dean is finally gonna get a girlfriend because somebody has a crush on Dean now, apparently. So there's that. Yesterday after school, I left with Natalie. I told her I want to get a new diary book. Also the last one. Oh yeah, so I need to show y'all. No, but yeah, I and Natalie, we were together. Like when Natalie left Anne to stay with me, to like, I don't know, buy diary with me. Like, you know that I have, you know, I have a, I won't say significant, but I do play somewhat of a role in her life as well. So that's an achievement. You know, I'm not as non-existent as I used to be. So anyway, Natalie's a good friend. Natalie's, I don't know, like before I and her became friends again for the, I don't know how many time, but the last time, before that, I didn't want to be Natalie's friend because I thought she's very toxic and aggressive. And then after I became her friend again, I realized that she's not like that anymore. I mean, yeah, she's still a little toxic sometimes, but she's more understanding of people now, and she's more sympathetic to people now, and she's more respectful now, and that's like, yeah, her sacrificing a bit of her personality so that she can socially be better, which is like, okay, it's a little sad, but I'm kind of happy about it. I don't know. Humanity and all that good stuff, you know, high school and all that. Anyway, I bought the diary, and this is the my first diary. I can only show you a little bit because I can show you this much. My first diary. This is heritage right here. When I grow up 30 years later, I'm gonna put this in a glass box. It's gonna be in a museum. I'm just kidding. I'm never gonna put it in a museum. If it's in a museum, it's a replica. I'm gonna keep it myself. You know. I got this book, and this, my first and third diaries are also given to me by Mary. I'm not joking. And then the rest are all bought by myself. Yeah. And I'm buying the last one. I just bought the last one, and this is the hardest to find. I really like this. Look at the color of this thing. Look at the design, the cleanliness of the thing. And when you look inside, it's all blank pages. No lines, no grids or anything. It's just beautiful. And I asked the guy in the stationery store. I asked him for it. And I got it $16. Not that bad. Not that expensive. $16 Hong Kong. It's like two and a half bucks in USA. Pretty cheap. But yeah, there's that. I'm really happy about it. Then I and Natalie, we took a bus. No, we didn't. Before we take a bus, we were in the mall, and you know, the bus stop is literally in the mall too, like beside the mall. And while we were at the mall, we ran into Tyrus and Idris, and we had a really interesting conversation. They're amazing as well. Idris, when I first met him in 9th grade, he's also kind of, you know, not great. But I realized he's okay. He's chill. And then when I first met Tyrus, I originally had a lot of respect for him, but then, you know, we have the whole Cedric fuck off thing, and I and Tyrus had beef for a while, and it's not even like a real tense beef, just a really quaint, petty beef. A beef that ended because I made memes of him. And I really enjoyed having beef with Tyrus. I mean, I respect Tyrus. I like Tyrus as a person, but his existence is just ridiculous. But yeah, I like him as a person. But yeah, anyway, Tyrus and Idris, they are a natural, like, fine comedic duo. Yeah, and then later on, me and Natalie, we went to a mall near my place, and she bought a physics textbook. I accompanied her, and then we went our separate ways in the subway station, and I went back home. So, one thing I noticed is Natalie was sleepy on the bus, and Natalie just slept by the window. And if you have been observant, if Natalie has not a crush, but if Natalie's in a romantic relationship, Natalie would sleep on that person. Like when Natalie and Topher were a thing, Natalie would sleep on Topher and Topher would sleep on her. If it's Keith, it would be even more intimate and explicit, maybe a little, but but when we were together, she'd just sleep on the window, and I'd be like, just looking, and but you know, I'm cool with that. Like, I was socially so in the past. Right now, being someone's friend, and that someone being Natalie, it's already an achievement. So I'm pretty cool with that, to be honest. I'm not asking for anything from our friendship either. And you know, let's get back to Mary. Obviously, Natalie's not my type, but she's a good friend, and she's a good person to talk to. You know, and you know, she doesn't think conventionally. Her way of thought isn't like normal, and I like that. You know, I don't like to hang out with people. I don't like to be close friends with people who think normally. I After high school, I'm beginning to develop a fetish for insanity. That's how horrifying school life has become. But let's get back to Mary. Her birthday is like a couple weeks ago. I missed that opportunity, totally blew it. I'm pissed at myself for not telling her happy birthday on the staircase. And now I don't know what opportunities still lie ahead of me, and I just want to talk to her. I really just fucking wish that I would somehow end up in the same group with her in like English oral discussion, or maybe we would somehow bump into each other on the streets and I would say hi. I really wish that I don't know, Oliver would, I guess, bring us together, and you know, we could talk, not like bring us together for like friendship, kind of like physically bring us together. That sounds off. Like geographically bring us together. That makes sense. Geographically, just us in the same room, where we are not supposed to be, because we've been in the same room for like 100 times already, classrooms. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to wait for an opportunity too, because if I'm waiting for an accident to happen so that I could speak to Mary, it's never gonna happen. Accidents never happen to Mary. Mary happened to accidents. You're gonna watch me make my last diary, the cover of my last diary anyway. So here you can see the book that I bought yesterday. Look at the texture of the thing. Look at the texture. The color is black, and it's really fitting because yeah, anyway, I'm gonna discard this. The color is black. My last diary, it's my color is dark blue, and it's black, and it's just really fitting, you know, because everything just becomes dark, you know. Okay, you know, yeah, there we go. This is better. So this is my last diary, and I want to create detective, the title detective here, with my thing, with my correction fluid, and my signature here, and the word conspiracies here. Except I want it to be more well written this time. I messed up a little bit last time I made it, and I want number 7 to be here. Yeah, and that's it. And yeah, my if you look at all my previous diaries, it's very different in style. This is book 4, right? This is a book 3. This is book 1. And this is book... No, wait, this is not book 3. This is book 2. This is book 3. Right, this is book 3. And this is book 4. And this is book 5. And, you know, throughout the years, I've been writing diaries. You know, when I was in elementary school, I'm not a huge fan of writing diary. I thought it's pretty annoying, but I wrote diaries. This is my first one, very ugly. My second one is probably the ugliest. Yeah, you get the idea. My third one, it's the most depressing one, actually. But yeah, here you go. And then my fourth one, it's a little better, to be honest. It's a little better. You can see Ty right there. And then my fifth one, right here, way more well organized. Lust, together with lust. Yeah, but you know, way more well organized. Way more well organized. And then my last one, it's super beautiful, to be honest. I really love the graphics. Not the graphics, the way I draw some of the stuffs on there. It's really awesome. I forgot to fill in this page. I should fill in this page. But yeah, very nice, very beautiful. And I'm gonna make my last one. So like, come on, just look at that. Look at that. So beautiful. Pure. This is perfect.